Well, great news. We have two Jags. We can compare and contrast. You have the XJ, not R, supercharged.
Yeah, this is the XJL.
Long wheelbase.
Long wheelbase. The Super Sport is the biggest one they've got. It's 510 horsepower. The thing weighs like 4,300 pounds, and it does 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds.
And I gotta say, it's very Jag, and the interior is very Jag, and the maroon leather looks great, and the piping, the maroon piping on the cream-colored seats looks great, and it's just a lot of car. I don't know what the base is on this car.
So this car, as it sits, is just under 121,000. This has almost all the options on it, and I know it's a lot of money, but it's just like when you get into like a 750 Li or like maybe an S63, they're probably even more than that. This car was incredibly fast, it's comfortable, and it has all those big car features, you know?
Yeah.
Like the seat blows air up your butt if you want it to cool you off. It can heat it if you want.
I got an assistant for that, but anyway. Lost weight, boss, looking good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The seats massage you.
Oh, yeah.
And when you sit in the back, the seats massage you.
And speaking of the back, the long wheelbase, there's so many four-doors that really don't have room in the back seat for an adult. And I run into it. I go on road trips. I do it all the time. I put 3 or 4 adults in the car, and I have to drive with my seat up further than I'd like and with it tilted up further than I'd like, because there's a dude behind me, and he's a male, and he's average size, and his knees are up against the back of the seat. There's 4 doors, but it's not really. I mean, what percentage of cars that have 4 doors are really meant for 4 adult males?
Well, I fit in most any of them.
That's the beauty of you. You get the,
the next time
911.
The next time we take that ride up to Laguna Seca, producer Jeff was with us. This is the car we need, Jeff.
Yes.
This is definitely the car we need. The seats recline in the back. And little trays come down and TVs go on.
And my assistant Jay yesterday was saying, I don't know about the rims. And I said, I thought about them and I like them. I normally like spokes, but you know what? I like these. They feel regal.
And I wasn't sure about them. I was like, it fits the car. What I didn't like is I can't see the brake and I can't see the brake caliper. And the car does have some performance to it.
I gotta say, this is a car where the person that owns this does not know the difference between the caliper and the rotor.
You're probably right. I do like the fact that they still made it sporty. It has a sport setting on the suspension, and the suspension is that magnetic ride. It's their version of it. It's completely dynamic.
And it's just the wood wheel and all the Jag touches. And
the interior is gorgeous. You get a lot of chrome flashing in your eyes on the interior. You got to wear sunglasses when you're driving. I
just resurrected my '99 Jag XJR. And I just thought,
and this is the evolution. This is what it turned into.
It'd be fun to park the cars. You got to go to AdamCarolla.com to see what this car has become. But it's really, I got a little bit depressed because I drove this car around for a couple days, and then I dusted my Jag off, and I didn't do it for any good reason other than my wife had to turn her Jag in, and she's driving my Lexus, and I said, I'll just dust off my Jag and drive the Jag. And driving this car is a little depressing after this. The seats, the driving position. This thing has, I think it's a supercharged 4-liter with like 385 or something.
That was this car is badass in the day. When this car came out,
in 1999, this was really respectable. Yes, I used the Jigsaw. Yes, I put vents in the hood with a Jigsaw that was from the XKR.
Did you take the hood off to do it?
No, I left the hood on. I left the hood on, and I also got rid of the leaper too and put the supercharged emblem on there. And the thing that was the hardest thing to do when I was taking my Jigsaw and cutting the holes in the thing was when you take a look at the actual vent, it's a weird football shape that looks like someone sat on it. And when you take a look at the hood actually heads in. There's no straight lines to pull off of, so it's no like, well, I'll just go 18 1/4 from here and 18 1/4 from there.
It's curved on several angles, so it's kind of tough to do.
It's hard to figure out. What do you do? Put them way up? What do you do? Pull them back? How do you line them up?
This vent has a nice edge that sits over, but underneath it, is it all chopped up?
It's pretty ugly. At the end of the day, I just put the vents where I wanted them. I stood back from the car about 10 different angles, and I said, if they look good, then that's where they are. Because on the XKR, they're way up forward.
And this car in its day was good. The Brembo brakes were awesome. The handling was great.
I put the Brembo brakes on, but yes.
And this car, I took this, I went to a Hotchkiss car show, and I I just had to grab John Hotchkiss and say, hey, check out this Jag. It's 4,300 pounds, but they say it's fast and it handles well. He did things in this car I can't do in a Ferrari. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Just driving around his neighborhood down there, damn near got it sideways. It was nuts.
It's a beautiful, beautiful car. And again, you see how far this car in, you know, a decade plus has come to this. And I think Jag has had some moments where they've lost their way. The next model that came out after this with the twin headlights and kind of the funky grill and the bubbly looking thing.
It was close to this. It was closer to this than what the new one is.
Jag has had
they went to the aluminum body to lighten it up.
They've had some miscues along the way. But I think this is a definite example that they found their way.
Yeah.
This car is very Jag, very uniquely Jag, has all the stuff you want in a Jag. It's not going to be mistaken for an Audi, and it's not going to be mistaken for a BMW.
And it's
a ton of car.
The front I really like. The back starts to get a little funky, and then the black C-pillar, which I still don't get, especially if you're trying to give it this floating roof look, then you can't have the chrome trim. So,
you know, it's weird. I'm just like, I'm not going to do too much judging. I like this car. It's a big ton. Hey, I've arrived. I'm a rich guy, but I don't really need a Bentley because this will do everything a Bentley can do and save you $100 grand.
I must have put 700 miles on this car. I drove it everywhere. And just having the air blow on you from the seats and have the seat massager do your thing, you don't want to get out of it. That's the thing. And that's kind of what it's designed for.
All right, well, let's fire it up because our audience will get pissed. Do you have the keys?
I hope so.
I'm going to go out by the exhaust. And screw you, I'm not starting my car. It doesn't sound like anything anyway. Well, actually, I'll start it and drive away.
The gauges in this car, there's no actual gauges. It's just a flat screen, and it comes up looking like gauges, but they're all digital.
It's all digital.
But it looks good.
It's literally a simulation of gauges on a screen. It's insane.
All right.
Yeah. Little throaty, I think. I like that.
It's almost like it's not revving.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, maybe we should have warmed it up a little bit. Steering wheel is beautiful, and to me, if you're going with the interior color, the burgundy on the cream.
I like the color combination. It's really nice.
Yeah, and like you just think about the technology. My car still has the electronic retractable antenna, and it had a big phone that was built into it when I got it with a big cord
Wall
strapped
Street
to it.
one.
Yeah. All right. I got to call a radio station, so we got to wrap this up. We'll show you pictures of the cars inside and out. I think my car we already featured on CarCast at some point, so screw you, I gotta get out of here. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Matt D'Andrea saying keep the air in the spare and the bag in the wheel.